Got a new Godzilla figure to check out. Hey, it's Zilla Jam here, back with another video. It is finally in. The new SH MonsterArts Godzilla 2000 figures here, and I am so freaking pumped to check this figure out. I've been hearing lots of good things about it, so let's jump right into it and do one of these. And here is Bandai SH MonsterArts new Godzilla 2000. So as I mentioned in my last video, this is the second model that they've done of Godzilla 2000. They had their originals in 2015 that were closer to the Yuji Sakai concepts of Godzilla 2000. And then for a lot of people, they had to wait 10 years to get a movie-accurate version of Godzilla 2000 from SH MonsterArts. For me, it was just a couple months since I put in the order, and then I had the old one a week ago. So, yeah, no mean to brag, but sorry, guys, that you had to wait so long. But I think it was well worth the wait. They did a really good job with this figure. This Godzilla is closely modeled after the Godzilla 2000 from vs. Megaguirus. There's also Godzilla 2000 from vs. Orga. If you look at them, they're pretty similar, unless you get your magnifying glass and start looking at the details that differ them. But overall, I think they did a really good job with this figure. As we'll take a closer look later, they did a really great work. They did great work with the detail, and I really have to emphasize, they made this a very fun Godzilla toy to play with. The articulation on this guy is really crazy, and you can do some cool stuff with it. So with that said, let's go ahead and start taking a closer look at this figure. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at this figure. So starting with the paint job and detail, personally, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. I think they did a very excellent job. I think SH MonsterArts been very good with the detail of their figures and their sculpts. But, you know, if you get to the nitty gritty of it, you got his claws and Godzilla toes with that brownish bone color. Some black wash applied to bring out that finer details in his figure. The base color looks a bit, it might be hard to kind of see through here, but it's, you know, the usual kind of Godzilla dark gray charcoal color, but I feel like there's a slight hint of green to it that we kind of know to go with Godzilla 2000. Again, might be kind of hard to see. I mean, looking through the camera here, it just really looks like your kind of standard Godzilla color, but when you're holding it in hand, you got that tint of green throughout it that, you know, we know Godzilla 2000 to look like. Face-wise, I think, you know, at least with my figure, they did a very good job with painting the eyes and the mouth. So open up this mouth. This guy needs some serious dental work, but what Godzilla doesn't? You can even see, like, inside, they even took the time to kind of detail the ridges of the roof of his mouth. So pretty cool stuff. Eyes aren't looking derpy. I know there's some early pictures that came out to show the sculpt, or even some people have shown, but mine, my figure has a pretty good job with the eye work, so I'm pretty glad about that. He's got that mean and fierce Godzilla 2000 look that I know and love, so good stuff there. As I pointed out with the last video, with the Godzilla 2000 figure, do a very good job of that seamless transition from the back with that dark charcoal color to the pinks and purples and magentas of his dorsal plates here that are looking very fierce and jagged. And then as we go down to the tail, just a nice transition to the dark colors of his tail from his purple colors of his dorsal plate. So yeah, I mean, paint and detail wise, I think it's a very excellent figure, so no complaints here from that. So now, articulation wise, this Godzilla's got a lot going on. Kind of your run-of-the-mill stuff. You get your articulated arms and legs and neck, but I mean, check out this tail. This is a lot more articulation I was expecting to get with the Godzilla 2000, but I'm not complaining because you could do some really cool poses and stuff with this tail. As I mess around with this more, I mean, just look at the cool poses you could put this Godzilla in because of this figure. Lots of cool things, such as Dancing Godzilla. Hey baby, how you doing, Godzilla? You can even do the -1 pose. He can do the tail kick. This Godzilla can also fly. You can even T-pose this guy. So yeah, I mean, I'm really, really impressed with the articulation that this Godzilla figure can have. It's just neat to see because Godzilla 2000 isn't, very agile or flexible kind of Godzilla. Not that any of them really are, but look, I'm turning this guy into a T-Rex. So enough said. This articulation may be one of the best I've seen in a Godzilla figure, and I'm really appreciative of the work they put into this. I mean, the fact I'm able to do all that without the figure falling apart into a billion pieces is a big plus in my book. Unlike someone else in my collection. Hey, it's me, Gamma. How's it going? Your leg pissed me off. My leg? Don't you think of doing it. So now something I mentioned in my last video that I was interested in doing is comparing the new Godzilla 2000 with SH MonsterArts' first Godzilla 2000. And I know there's another version that came out before, but it's the same model. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear you could see that there's some differences between the two figures, but at the same time, you can also kind of see like where the ideas and concepts that were kept from this guy and transferred over to the final version of Godzilla 2000 that we know and love. Figure-wise, both are very, very awesome to have. Incredible detail. Again, I don't think SH MonsterArts misses with the detail. Articulation-wise, I've had this guy a bit longer, so I've been messing with him. He's been at my desk. He's definitely a lot more stiff compared to the new Godzilla 2000. Like I mentioned before, like this guy, the articulation and the amount of posing you can do is just really, really cool. And just gives you a lot of options and just genuinely a really fun toy to play with. It really feels like I have like a Marvel Legends like Godzilla figure or something, because you could do some really, really cool stuff with this guy, where this guy is a little more stiff, but there's still something to appreciate from both of them, and both kind of represent that Godzilla 2000 that we know and love. One's a little more movie accurate, and one's, as we know, is the kind of concept or idea of what it might have looked like. But yeah, I really love both of these figures, and I think they're both worth keeping for, different purposes. You want a movie accurate version, and grab this one, and it's a bit more articulated. You could do a lot of cool stuff with it. But if you're kind of into the, maybe unknowns or, kind of those cool collector items, then this is definitely worth your purchase as well. So with that said, we are at the end of the video, and what are my final thoughts? I think this is a fantastic figure. They did a wonderful job capturing a movie accurate Godzilla figure in highly detailed and articulated form. It only took them 10 years. Well, for me about a week, but for long-time collectors, took them 10 years to get a movie accurate, and I think it was a well worth wait, because they did a really great job capturing the fierceness of Godzilla 2000 with wonderful detail. And it's really, like I said before, it's a fun toy to play with. The amount of posing in this guy is kind of crazy. If I'm being honest, this figure is very much could be my figure of the year, which I was not expecting SH MonsterArts to be. Coming around more to them. They got some cool stuff coming soon that I'm really interested in. But yeah, also, as I said, that I do think both Godzilla 2000 figures are worth having for different reasons. You want a movie accurate, fun figure to play with, this is the one for you. If you are a collector of neat items, the other one is also well worth the money. Compared to other brands that I cover on here, this is a little bit more on the expensive side. I went through Kalki's Toys and I put in the order, and within a week, this guy's on my doorstep and now on my hands and shelf, literally. But yeah, I am very, very pleased with their service there. He is about $130, so with shipping and all that, it was a little bit more than that, but honestly, I think it's well worth the price. I'm, again, very, very pleased with this Godzilla figure, and I think they did a wonderful job with Godzilla 2000. I am eager to see what other versions of this figure they might do. A heat ray version with, you know, glowing spikes would be super, super cool. So I guess we shall stay tuned for that. And with that, we're at the end of the video. So just want to say thanks for watching. Been seeing a lot of growth here, and I really appreciate the positive reception I've been getting in my shorts and videos. And to those that take the time to watch these videos, hope you're enjoying them because I like making them. If you have this figure, let me know what you think, or if you're interested in getting it. Just based on what I've seen, I see a lot of positive reception, and with that, I think Bandai did an excellent job capturing the fierceness of a movie-accurate Godzilla 2000. And again, it's just a really fun toy to play with, so I would definitely recommend getting it. It very well could be my figure of the year, so we'll see how that develops as this year comes to a close. With that said, again, appreciate you being here and watching this video. Just another Godzilla nerd talking about toys on the internet, so if you like what I have to say or like what you are watching, go ahead and subscribe, and again, engage with me in the comments. Like to hear what people think about this stuff. With that said, if you're in the States, hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving break with your loved ones, and you'll have a bunch of yummy food to eat. Other than that, that is the end of this video and all I have to say, but hope to see you next time, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.